Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am the Sipping Tea, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Leopard 1A1 Premium Cold War Medium Tank. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So the Leopard 1A1 is currently one of the more common tanks in Era 2. Once again, it was a season reward tank upon completing that season. So ordinarily, if you don't actually have this tank, if you missed the season or just didn't complete it or whatever, then the gold cost of this tank is 11,000, which for this tank I think is actually justifiable. I've mentioned in previous videos where I personally feel that 10,000 is the most one should pay for a tank. But yeah, you will see later on in this video, hopefully, why I think that 11,000 might well be worth it. So, moving on to one of the main reasons why I think that is in fact the case, the bonus earn rate. So, the Leopard 1A1 gets an additional 65% silver earn rate, so that is really very good. It's right up there with some of the best in the game, and the fact that it's a Cold War tank as well means that you can absolutely rake in the silver if you have a half decent game, and if you have a silver multiplier added to it in the boosters section, then well, yeah, you really are going to be minted very quickly. It has an additional 10% tank XP earn rate and an additional 10% crew XP earn rate. Nothing particularly special there, though, because the tank is such a capable tank. I think you'll find that crew skills will be leveled up quite quickly, so you'll be able to get to a 9 skill crew before you know it. So the Leopard 1A1 is, as I mentioned earlier, a medium tank in Cold War. It's part of the Western Alliance, and you'll find that in Era 2, Escalation Era. The gun characteristics, so starting with penetration, the standard shells have 449 pen, and the premium rounds have 505mm of penetration. They both boast 460 damage alpha. The penetration on this gun is absolutely brilliant. It's some of the highest in Era 2. It really is absolutely phenomenal. It is the tank of choice if you want to go up against tanks like the FV4211 or the T72AV. Tanks like that, tanks that do have quite good armour. Especially if you tap that A or X button and switch over to the swindle rounds, the premium rounds, it boosts that penetration even further. So yeah, extremely good. Sticking with the gun characteristics, once again this is going to be based on sort of a vanilla tank, so no influencing factors like crew skills, equipment or consumables. The rate of fire is 7.79 rounds per minute. It has a 7.7 second reload with an aim time of 1.7 seconds. Accuracy is 0.32, which given some of the Leopards, particularly in Era 3, that's a little low, I would say. It's not awful by any measure, don't get me wrong, but it's some of the Leopards later on truly are laser beams. But yeah, 0.32 is not too bad, but it's not setting new records. Gun depression is 9 degrees, elevation is 20 degrees, and you get 60 rounds in the tank. So all of those gun statistics there, very impressive indeed. The HP of the tank, 2,500, which is exceptionally good for a medium tank in Era 2. It's right up there with some heavies in the same era, so yeah, very good HP. Still concealment is 0.27, so reasonably stealthy for a medium tank. yeah, I'm not sure about putting a camo net on this one, but nonetheless it's something that you might be able to entertain, as like I said, it's a bit stealthier than some. Moving on to the engine and the speed. Let's start with the speed. So the maximum forward speed is 65 kilometers an hour. The maximum reverse speed is 26.5 kilometers an hour. The engine has a 10% fire chance, which is pretty low. It's very good, in fact. I think you could risk going without a fire extinguisher. As I always say, that is your choice, but nonetheless I think with just a 10% chance of catching fire, you'd be unlucky for it to catch fire. The vision range of this tank is 515 meters and the signal range is 650. So again, quite good for spotting. You can very capably do that, especially with the speed that this tank has to offer. What I'd like to do briefly in the middle of this video is just a quick reminder that I do have a Twitch channel. The link is down in the description, so please do go ahead and click that link and click the follow button on Twitch so that you get notified when I go live. I'm hoping to go live at least twice a week. Life depending, you know, but yeah, I want to try and at least go live twice a week so that you can watch me make some awful mistakes whilst having fun with my friends on World of Tanks. So moving on from that little self-promotion, in terms of the equipment that I have on this tank, I have advanced loader, I have gun stabilizer, and I have vents. That to me is the holy trinity of equipment. I know that again other people will want to look at other options like possibly a camo net, possibly the boosts to engine power like advanced powertrain and traction system, and that sort of thing. But for me, I want to make sure that my crew always performs as best as it can, so that is going to be mostly looking at the vents there, and also I want to make sure that I get as much damage downrange as quickly and as accurately as possible, which alongside the vents also means that the advanced loader and gun stabilizer really do work wonders for this tank. In terms of consumables, you can see here that I am actually embracing once again the premium consumable side, the dark side. I do have the premium repair kit, I have just the standard med kit and the standard fire extinguisher. For this tank, the fire extinguisher, I may address that later on and switch it out for something else, be it smoke or a patch kit, something like that. But for me, as typical, like I said, my holy trinity for these as well, they work for me. They work for me. But yeah, you can mix and match, of course, as you see fit, depending on your play style. The Leopard 1A1 really does excel as a ridgeline fighter. The accuracy is certainly good enough to do that at medium and long ranges. The gun depression at 9 degrees also means that it is able to peek over those ridges quite effectively too. While the armour of the tank isn't particularly strong, if you are peeking over a ridgeline, then you will actually bounce a few rounds off the turret if someone does try to shoot at you. So yeah, I don't think that it's completely hopeless in that regard, but of course what it doesn't have in armor, it certainly has in speed and mobility, so you can pretty much literally run circles around the enemy. In summary, I would say that this tank is a very good tank. It is in fact one of my favorite tanks in the game. I would absolutely recommend that you get this tank if you don't already have it. If it goes on sale again, then so much the better. It's always good to get a discount on these things, isn't it, if it's available. But yeah, I really do urge you to get this tank, because it's a license to print money, with that 65% additional silver earn rate, and yeah, just all round a really, really impressive tank, I must say. So that's it for this video. I would just like to remind you to click the like button, leave a comment below just so I know you're there. Say hello, show that you're there, and tell me the best part of this video, the bit that you liked, or indeed if you didn't think I covered something or you think I can do something better next time, please do leave that information down below. I am always willing to listen to you, the community, in terms of improving my content. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I mentioned, do head over to Twitch and click the follow button for me on there as well. And finally, once again, a quick reminder that I do have a Patreon page. The link is in the description. And once again, a heartfelt thanks to Tragic Nemesis, who is continuing to support me on Patreon every month. It's truly appreciated. I am able to improve the production value of my videos with your support, Tragic. So thank you ever so much for that. So, with that all being said, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
accent.